Tired of the negativity? Looking for a shot of optimism? Well, I have an inspiring story to make you smile right after this. This episode of Misfits and Crackpots is brought to you by Well-Crafted Story. Is your team struggling to communicate your company's value and convert prospects into clients? Well-Crafted Story specializes in corporate storytelling for businesses around the world. Coach Jimmy Hayes Nelson, yours truly, Dr. Danny Brissell, and our expert team will fly to your location to work directly with your people, teaching them how to craft and deliver your company's story in a way that truly resonates and converts. Whether you're preparing for investor pitches, sales presentations, or client meetings, we'll transform how your entire team communicates your mission, vision, and value proposition. Don't let another quarter pass with missed opportunities. Get your free story blueprint today at freestoryguide.com and discover how the right story can become your company's most powerful business tool. That's guide like a tour guide. Your company's success story starts here. Visit freestoryguide.com now. You're just a well-crafted story away from 7 figures. Hello there, my friend, and welcome to Misfits and Crackpots. Short, inspiring stories for busy people. I'm Dr. Danny Brissell. This is a podcast for those interested in extraordinary stories about ordinary people and companies. Consider it your dose of positivity and inspiration for the week. Thomas More wrote, "One of the greatest problems of our time is that many are schooled, but few are educated." This week's episode, The Educational Experiment. She stared at the television screen and saw wasted potential. Millions of children, especially those in America's poorest neighborhoods, spent hours each day mesmerized by this glowing box. They absorbed commercials, cartoons, and mindless entertainment. Meanwhile, many of these same children would arrive at kindergarten already years behind their more affluent peers. They'd never catch up. What if that glowing box could be reprogrammed? What if, instead of selling them sugar cereals, it could teach them letters and numbers? The idea seemed radical. Educational television existed, but it was dull. Talking heads lecturing at cameras. Children didn't watch it voluntarily, and the assumption in broadcasting was clear. Entertainment and education were separate worlds. Mix them, and you'd fail at both. But she had spent years producing documentaries about poverty and social issues. She understood the urgency. A Carnegie Corporation grant gave her the opportunity to study whether television could actually teach preschool children. Most experts were skeptical. She was determined to prove them wrong. She assembled an unusual team: educators, researchers, puppeteers, writers, and animators. The approach was revolutionary. Use the techniques that made commercials so effective: repetition, catchy music, humor, bright colors, but sell something different: knowledge. The budget was enormous by public television standards. Fundraising consumed her. She courted foundations, corporations, and government agencies. Many dismissed the project as naive. Children's programming doesn't need to cost that much, they said. Just put some puppets on screen. But she refused to compromise. Every element would be tested with actual children. If kids didn't pay attention, they'd revise and try again. The show would be fast-paced, funny, and sophisticated enough to hold adult attention, too. It would feature an integrated cast, radical for the time, showing children a world where people of all backgrounds lived and learned together. The production challenges were immense. Puppeteers had to perform while educators insisted on curriculum goals. Writers had to make learning hilarious. Every episode required coordination between dozens of people with different priorities and perspectives. She held it all together, navigating between art and academia, between entertainment and social mission. When the show finally premiered in November 1969, critics were cautiously optimistic. But would children actually watch? Would they learn? The answer came quickly and decisively. children were transfixed. They sang along. They learned. Inner city kids began arriving at kindergarten knowing their ABCs. Parents reported their children running to the TV, eager for each new episode. What started as an experiment became a phenomenon. The show won more Emmy Awards than any other series in television history. Studies confirmed what parents already knew. Children who watched performed better in school. The format was copied worldwide, adapted for dozens of countries and languages. She went on to develop more educational programs, but nothing matched the cultural impact of her first creation. She transformed an entire medium, proving that television could be a force for good, that entertainment and education could powerfully coexist. Joan Gans Cooney, the woman who reimagined what children's television could be, is not a household name. The revolutionary show she created, however, is. Teaching multiple generations and reaching over 150 countries, Joan's creation would be known as Sesame Street. See, friend, inspiration is all around us. You just have to look for it. Thanks for listening. Join us next week for another inspiring story about misfits and crackpots. Misfits and Crackpots is a production of Success Media, produced by Terrence Wishner. Sound effects by Alessandro Lucati, courtesy of Pixabay. Thank you for tuning in. If you love today's story, there's so much more to explore in the book Misfits and Crackpots by yours truly, Dr. Danny Brissell. Grab your copy now on Amazon and dive deeper into the extraordinary lives of those who dared to change the world. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share the podcast with fellow misfits who love inspiring stories. See you next time.